Hey, this is the RP Granger coming at you with some interesting news. So, I have been keeping an eye out on Yostar and the reactions of their very new game, Stella Sora. And people have been very upset about what's been going on with the game so far. So they've been slow to respond. They actually didn't respond for the first, I want to say 3, maybe 4 days. But now they have said something. And what's interesting is now we are about to get what's called a Stellar Ascent event, which is going to be an in-game permanent event that is going to be starting soon. So let's take a look and see what the news is saying about that. Alright, so it looks like they're going to be doing a maintenance sometime between the 27th and the 28th of October 2025 at 2000 hours UTC -7. Alright, this maintenance is going to be about 6 hours long, and that is in preparation of this permanent leveling event called Stellar Ascent. Alright, this is an event where you're going to be able to accumulate up to 12,600 Stellanite dust. That's the premium currency in Stella Sora just by leveling up. That sounds great, right? But here's the catch. Players across Reddit, Discord, and X, and some other platforms have been saying that this doesn't fix the game's biggest problem, the gacha economy. So today, we're going to be looking at some of the commentary that's been going on these platforms a little bit. And then I'm going to give you my final thoughts about what I feel about the game in its current state and what this means for your wallet. Alright, so let's take a look first on X. So this was their post that they just posted not too long ago about the upcoming Stellar Ascent event, right? So this event is going to happen, as I said, after the maintenance between October 27th and October 28th, which is between now and tomorrow. And this is a listing of what you're going to get at each of your levels, your account levels in this game, right? So as you can see, when you reach authorization level 2, you get 1800. 4, you get 1800. 6, you get 1800. 8, you get 1800. 10, you get 1800. 12, you get 1800. And 15, you get 1800 Stellanite. All right, so that's for a total, as I said, of 12,600 Stellanite dust. All right. So, what are we going to be doing? So, at each of these levels, like I said, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12, and 15, you're going to get that to accumulate 12,600 gems. And as I said before, this event is not time sensitive, so that you can do this at your own pace. So basically, the grind depends heavily on you. So, why is this good news? So, it seems as if, right, that the devs are finally starting to listen to its player base, right? And that's not a bad thing. So, essentially, you are going to be able to accumulate up to around 4,200 pulls, right? And that, depends on your mileage, on, how much you play this game in the future and how long you play this game in the future, right? So you're just going to have to figure out what's best for you and go with that. So again, that's going to be 12,600 gems, which equals 42 pulls, depending on whether or not they decide they're going to change the currency economy in the game. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to be taking a quick look at a couple of social media sites. Again, we're going to go back to X, and then we're also going to look at what's going on in the Play Store. So let's jump over to that. So as you can see, things have been rather rough in terms of the feedback that Yostar has been getting about Stella Sora. And most of it, I have to say, has to probably be concerning the amount of currency that you need to have in order to do a multi in this game. So one of the people on X that is responding to this campaign says, what your players want is to lower the gacha price. They're just saying that 3,000 gems for one multi is just too much. In the beta test, the multis were only 1,500 currency, and that's the problem. Please just do something about your gacha system. Another person says, sure, this may be around 40 pulls, but you still have a high chance to lose the 50-50 on these banners multiple times, not just once, until you reach the 120 guarantee, and that's diabolical. Another player says, I'm really fine with the 3,000 per multi situation, but you really just basically need to do something so that it's easier for us to get the currency, and then basically saying if you can balance that with the cost of multis, we can deal. All right, so that's just a little bit of what's been going on Twitter. So let's take a look at Google. So there's been a lot of negative stuff on Google about the game, which is very similar to the other platforms. As you can see, currently they're sitting at a 2.9 rating on Google Play for this game. Joe Martinez says, giving it a chance. Game is clean and smooth on my phone and PC. Nice visuals, fun, quick time kill. Would be nice to watch it grow and add features, but it needs to fix the cost of pulls and change the stamina system as well. We run out of stuff to do fast, and we need to gather materials. I'm thinking that he's trying to say that we need to gather a lot of materials. You need to add more stamina cap as the player levels. The more stamina collection options cut the amount of stamina need, or all of it. Otherwise, that person's going to be dropping the game. Another person says, at first it seems like a promising game, cute characters, good music, clear-cut tutorials, a lot to do. Unfortunately, the game has launched in a disappointing state. Biggest issue, there's a glitch that makes the next floor's elevator not open after clearing all enemies and stops any progress in Ascension mode, most important mode in the game. Other cons are things like the character skins being only PNGs and not changing the appearance of the characters at all. The game economy is also terrible. And then the last one I'm going to read here, it says avoid this one altogether. The game is fun. I adore the aesthetics. It has some bugs, but that's whatever. It's a gacha game, though. So I have to consider the monetization when reviewing. And ultimately, it's the greediest game I've ever played. This is not worth your time. They're currently also selling a skin for $15 that is just a wallpaper because it does not change the in-game sprite of the character or animations at all. Less than 30 pulls for $100, and pity is $120. Also no voice acting outside of the intro. So those are just a few of the disgruntled comments that we've been seeing on social media, right? So yeah, even one person on Reddit commented that many feel that this event that they're getting ready to put in after maintenance is just a distraction. They're giving us quote unquote free candy while the house burns. So there you go with that. So if you want a kind of a more of a balanced take on the situation, personally, I think that the Stellar Ascent permanent event that they're getting ready to put in after the maintenance is a good sign. It means that the devs are listening, even if it's a little bit on the slow side. I know we all want to roll our eyes, but as we all know, the 12,600 dust will not fix the economy that needs thousands more per banner cycle. So unless they tweak the income or the pity rates, and the different modes and ways to get that currency, new players are gonna pretty much feel stuck, right? So here's some things that I feel like you probably should do. I think, first of all, we should play casually for now. Take our time. If we're gonna go back to the game at all, enjoy what you're playing, right? Don't rush to spend any of the currency that you're going to be accumulating soon after the maintenance. Unless you really want to get Chitose, I would recommend, if you get that, save what you have afterwards. Now's the time to do it. You got the pre-registration rewards, so you have potential to have a lot of stored currency. And another thing I would say is to wait until a banner that you really truly want, or until the devs announce the rate adjustments, right? If they can announce possibilities for rate adjustments in the game, then that will make the currency that we're about to get in this permanent event go a whole lot more way than what it will go right now as terms of the 40 or 42 pulls, right? So just last but not least, treat this as an investment. Don't do a lot of impulse polling. Be conservative if you have to. And that's about it for my recommendations in a balanced look. So what do you think? Is this event something that's generous, or is it just simply a quick distraction to keep our eyes off of what's really going on with this game behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts below, and I'll pin the best comment. I am a fairly new content creator, and I appreciate any support you can give me on my channel. I hope you like this video, and if you do, please give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and a follow. I am on X, I am on YouTube here, and I am on Twitch. And I usually stream on the weekends in the mid to late evenings from around, I want to say 6 or later on Twitch. And I simulcast here on YouTube as well. On the weekends, I may have slightly earlier times, but you can catch me on those platforms right now. Please give me your likes and your support, and come and watch me, and just hang out. I plan on making more of these videos that are similar in content, and I hope you like what's to come. This has been the RP Granger, and I will see you again later. See you later, Grangers.